Hello, everybody. I'm Rikki Smith. Welcome to Faith on Friday
Faith
Presents.
on Friday, step into what's possible with Rikki
At
Smith.
Faith on Friday Presents, our goal is to drive motivation by closing the door on the comfort zone, to foster inspiration by showing you what's possible, and to create transformation by challenging those negative and very unproductive mindsets. And don't forget, while you're here, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram. All right, y'all. You know I have to find the coolest stuff for y'all to see. Today, we are going to talk to somebody who used to be a former diplomat for the U.S. I know. What's a diplomat? What do they do? Where do they go? How do you apply? Can anybody be that? Well, we're going to find out today. But first of all, everybody, please say hello to my guest today, Jen Brown. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Ricky, thank you so much for having me. It is so great to be here with you.
Oh my gosh, it is a pleasure to have you, and thank you so much for saying yes. There's so much to talk about because this is a topic that very few people know anything about and may be a little curious. But before we get started, my friend, tell me a little bit about yourself and about where you're located.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much. First and foremost, I'm a mom to a wonderful college-age son, so proud of him. We are in North Carolina, so I am just outside of Wilmington, North Carolina, where I am now a leadership development coach, helping leaders, small business owners, and teams come together and grow and
Wow.
scale their bottom lines.
And who, as a business owner, doesn't love to hear anything about the bottom line? But we
Right?
are going to jump into the first part of your life. So, as you heard in the intro, you know you were a U.S. diplomat for 23 years. Is that right?
That is correct.
Oh my gosh.
That is
There's
correct.
so many questions and the only place I can think of to start first of all is Jen, how did you come to be a US diplomat?
Well, that is a wonderful question because I did not grow up knowing anything about diplomacy, the State Department, or even anything abroad. And so when I was in college in Atlanta, go Georgia State, uh, I have to say that I majored in Spanish and international business, but I took a political science elective course where I learned about this thing called the Foreign Service. And I thought, I'm majoring in Spanish. I want to live abroad. And I registered, took the test, and the rest is history, although it is not a fast process. And so patience
Yeah. I
is
was gonna
required.
say, so you're in college, minding your college-owned business.
That's
Yeah,
right.
go Georgia State. And then here you are, you're like, oh, if your parents were anything like most of the audience's parents, you're gonna do something after college that does not include you coming back home and sucking
Right.
up the air conditioning and eating all our food. So here you are, you're in college, political science, elective, not major,
No,
elective.
no, elective.
And you heard about this thing and you went through the process. Okay, so
Yeah.
process. Is it as simple as I'm filling out an application, I get an
No.
interview, and you get the job or you don't? Tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, it is definitely not for the faint of heart who are looking for a job tomorrow.
Mm.
So this is a multi-step process to apply to the Foreign Service. It
Wow.
starts with a written exam assessment, if you will. Then there's more writing. Then there are oral assessments where
Wow.
there's an interview piece. And then, of course, you have your background security clearance, your medical clearance. And so I was one of the faster ones, and I got in just over, I think, about a year and a half.
And that was fast.
And that was fast. So,
Holy cow.
again, highly encourage people check this out if you are interested. Careers.state.gov, G-O-V. It's a
Okay.
phenomenal. Let me think about this for a moment. I will not say career, it is a
Really?
lifestyle.
Oh, nice.
Because here's the deal. When we join the Foreign Service, we are representing the US government
Mm,
at home and abroad, in
yeah.
whichever country you are serving in regional platforms. And so you are always on call. You never
Wow.
know when you might get that phone call of something just happened and we
Mm.
need you,
Oh my
right?
goodness.
And in particular, I had the wonderful opportunity to help serve US citizens living and traveling abroad. I
Mm,
was a consular officer most of my career.
right.
And that opportunity to be with US citizens in the wonderful times, the births and documentation of children,
Mm,
and in the not so wonderful times.
yeah. Wow.
Um,
That
yeah,
that's
it,
got to
it
be
really is a
fun
lifestyle.
and scary. You know, when you said it lifestyle, it made me think of being in the military because
Yes.
those of us that have served, and thank everybody for watching who served, we appreciate your service. You know, it is a lifestyle, especially if you are in longer than 15 minutes because
Yes.
you are
Yes.
traveling, you are literally an ambassador in uniform everywhere you go. And it has its own language, it has its own culture, it has its own hierarchy. It is a true lifestyle. So, in the 23 years, let me ask you this, it just made me think, what kind of person does it take to be a U.S. foreign service worker?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. Someone who is all about people,
Hmm,
because we are face to face with our foreign counterparts. We are
right.
face to face with the public. We are face to face amongst ourselves, amongst the
Mhm.
US government. And trust me, we do not always agree in all of those spheres,
Right.
right? We don't always agree. And
Yeah.
so it's all about diplomacy and being
Hmm.
humble, respectful,
Wow.
communicative, and really just connecting with other people.
Yeah. I hear 50 people listening right now going, well, that my kid's out. But
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, it is what it is. Being a U.S. citizen in and of itself comes with some of its very own concerns,
Yes.
issues, beliefs,
Yes.
and understandings. When it
Yes.
comes to going to someone else's country
Hmm.
as a U.S. citizen with all the bravado that we have, and come on, y'all know it's the truth. How do you swing that? Because you said it needs to be somebody that has some humility, that
Yes.
is respectful, that is kind of that is about people. What's the training like, I wonder?
So, yeah, and there is a fair bit of training that does come with that, right? It's understanding the culture in the country where you are assigned to
Hmm.
live and to represent. So, of course, we are there to relationship build.
Hmm.
We are there to negotiate on behalf of the United States government.
Wow. Hmm.
And we have to understand where the other country is coming from, right?
Sure.
And so it is really relationship building while understanding where we are to represent
Hmm.
and working back with Washington, D.C., right? With our
Yeah.
headquarters, our
Hmm.
capital.
Hmm.
Because at the end of the day, there's a famous question that's out there, and I believe it used to be asked to ambassadors assigned to go
Hmm.
overseas. Which country do you represent? Are you assigned to?
Hmm.
And the
Wow.
answer is the United States. So we never can forget where
Hmm.
we're coming
Where
from.
you're coming from, don't forget. Now,
Yeah.
that brings up an interesting question because most people, me included, we've heard of ambassadors. We
Yes.
get it. Ambassadors, they go abroad and this and that and the other. In the Foreign Service, are there other jobs apparently that are not that of an ambassador?
Yes, absolutely. It takes a
Surprising.
whole team.
Yeah.
And so when we think about our embassies and consulates overseas, and I just want to stop and say how grateful I am for the wonderful people with whom I
Yeah.
worked over the 23 years I was in the State
My
Department,
goodness.
because it really takes a team.
Hmm.
Local employees from the country in which you're working, my US citizen counterparts, colleagues. It really, I mean, it is all about team building. And so
Yeah.
when we think about the Foreign Service, there are six main tracks, if you will, or
Hmm.
let me start with this in the five, actually.
Okay.
So we have consular services, we have management, because inside our embassies, we have management needs,
Sure.
right, to keep
Hmm.
things running. We have political, economic, and public affairs. And then we have all of the wonderful specialists who are really
Yeah.
specialized in what they do, from
Right.
IT services to medical to
Oh,
diplomatic
goodness.
security. We also work with our interagency, including the military. Some of the
Mm-hmm.
best people I ever served with were overseas military. And it really, when you think about it, it is the US government as a mini footprint,
Right.
right, in these other
Okay.
countries.
Oh my gosh. Because I'm thinking, so somebody could be a personal assistant to somebody in the foreign services. Huh.
Yes.
Note
Yes.
to self, because I think that'd be neat. Anyway, so now you were doing this for 23 years, and y'all heard at the beginning, she is the mother of a college age son.
Yes.
Jen, he was hanging out with you in those
He
23 years. How
he
does
was
that
born in
work?
Virginia, but
Wow, how does that work with family?
so much like in the military,
Mm,
you do look for those assignments, at least I did,
mm.
where I would not be separated from my child, of course.
Okay, sure.
Right. So that was
Hmm.
a non-negotiable for me. But yes, my son grew up in the foreign service. He spent the first year and a half of his life in, not quite year and a half, but
Hmm.
in Turkmenistan. And
Wow.
exactly. And then we were in Venezuela
Hmm.
in the news right now.
Yeah.
Then we went to Honduras, and our last overseas was in Ecuador in Guayaquil. And my
Wow.
son just looked at me after that and he said, Mom, I really don't want to move again. And as you know,
Amazing. Wow.
right, all the moving takes a toll,
It does.
can take a toll. And
Hmm.
so we finished out my career in Washington so he could graduate from high school there.
Wow. You're a good mom. I live in a military community, and military parents that are watching this right now, they're like, "Pff, in your
Yeah,
dreams, kid, get in the car, we're leaving, you know?
ex
But
exactly.
but it's different being, I guess, in the foreign service than it is in the military. So with that being said, do you guys get to choose your assignments? Is that what it's called? Assignments, duty stations? I'm not sure.
Assignments, right,
Okay.
assignments. To some degree,
Hmm.
we submit our list with our
I
preferences,
see.
and at the end of the day, we sign up for worldwide availability, and
Yeah,
needs of the service are always first and foremost. And so there
sure.
can be some negotiation.
I bet.
And right, like so, some of my time in Washington, D.C. was based on my needs, and
Okay.
so
Hmm.
not seeing places overseas that would align.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. So now I know that you speak Spanish fluently. Yes, y'all looking at her and her last name is Brown, but yes, she speaks Spanish. Deal
La
with it.
Gringa.
She speaks Spanish like a gringa, and those of us in the 915 in the El Paso are, not the raza, yeah? Okay, so you speak Spanish fluently. In the foreign services, does it help to speak the language of where you're going, or is that a requirement mandatory? How does that work?
It does depend on the position. So
Mm,
not all positions require the
okay.
language,
Okay.
but certainly it's helpful, right? If you are
Hmm.
trying to live in a culture and connect with people, being
Yeah,
able to communicate is super helpful when you can speak their language.
that's so
And in
true.
my experience, most people were so forgiving and just
Hmm.
appreciated any attempt to
Yeah.
speak in their language.
Yeah, I
Now,
bet.
now, certainly you don't want to go negotiate big deals, right? And
Yeah,
not
this is
understand what's going
not
on.
doing contracting right now.
Right.
True. I love that because again, I live in an area that's 98% Hispanic and
Yeah.
same thing. I speak enough Spanish usually to get in trouble and buy my shoes. Don't judge me. But people are incredibly kind and incredibly forgiving when they're like, "Ay, pobre negrita, habla español." Yeah, I'm doing what I can. Size 7 if you
Exactly.
don't mind. Anyway, and I do appreciate that. That is so neat. Now, 23 years.
Mhm.
And then you decided I'm done here.
Yeah.
What was that like, that transition,
Ooh,
leaving something you had done for 23 years? Where was your mind at that time?
it was hard. There's no doubt
Mm,
because that became my identity. That
yeah.
became my family.
Hmm.
Every time I was assigned overseas, we were a close-knit family. We were
Yeah.
together for holidays. We were
Mm,
together while kids were in school. When something drastic happened, those were the people you counted on.
right.
And so I knew I would be retiring just based on the fact for the Foreign Service, you can be in the United States for 8 years before then
Okay.
you go
You have
back
to go somewhere.
overseas. It is
Interesting.
Foreign Service, not
Yeah, yeah, there's
civil,
that.
right? And as I said, my son was going off to college, and I
Hmm.
just I'm a single mom and I just really couldn't imagine being in another country.
Yeah.
God forbid anything ever happened. And so
Sure.
I made the decision I would be retiring. And I did
Wow.
that last year so that I could
Oh,
stay in closer proximity to
yeah.
him.
Congratulations on the
Thank you.
retirement. So
Thank you.
now you're
Yeah,
in chapter 2 of
I
Jen
am.
Brownville.
That's right.
Jen, tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. And I call this Gen 2.0. And
Yeah.
so for anyone who's in transition, you get to create what that looks like.
Wow.
The good, the bad, the tears, the sweat, the
Mm-hmm.
joy. So for me, I have leaned into something I loved in the Foreign Service. I learned to be a leader. I learned by failing in some cases of
Mm-hmm.
holding on so tightly, thinking I had to have all the answers.
Right.
And I worked with amazing teams who, as I grew and released more to them, they grew.
Mm-hmm.
And so leadership became very near and dear to my heart.
Wow.
So post State Department, I said, and I became a certified coach while I was with the State
Mm-hmm.
Department. So I
Okay.
said, I'm going all in on leadership coaching. And that is what just fills my bucket when I get to
Wow.
walk alongside leaders and small business owners who are struggling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Holding on to everything, feeling that weight,
Woo. Yeah.
and helping them to see there are more possibilities
There are
in
more
how we grow.
possibilities. Yeah. Wow. And
And
what's the name of
oh,
your company, real quickly? I'm sorry.
thank you. Journey of Grace Coaching.
So why
And
that name? What does that mean for you?
grace in particular in the leadership space
Mm.
is two sides to a coin, knowing how to give it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes this is the harder one, at least for me, knowing how to receive it,
Woo.
allowing it, and giving it to myself.
Wow, that is a whole episode all by itself. How did
It
you
is.
learn it, Jen? Because so many of us, business owners, single
Yeah.
parents, parents with kids, leaders in high power, high profile jobs,
Yeah.
how do you learn to receive it as well?
It is everyday work,
Mm.
everyday work. And if I can do a brief plug on this, I wrote a devotional last year.
Mm-hmm.
I can say that now,
Yep.
coming home to me, because I'm strong in my faith. And last year also gave me the space to really step boldly into that faith
Yeah.
in a way that I hadn't before.
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized in doing this work is the closer I lean in on my faith and I
Mm-hmm.
become one in listening to God
Wow.
and really discerning, the grace starts to flow so much
Yeah.
easier.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And no shameless plugs on here. All plugs are absolutely necessary and vital. So
Thank
don't
you.
worry, we're going to get more about that information. It's so interesting as leaders, especially good leaders. You said something earlier that really stuck out. Failing is a part of good leadership. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Oh, yes. And I get goosebumps because I am so grateful to a boss I had at the moment. She saw the overwhelm I was in. I
Mm.
had personnel challenges, I had operational challenges. Whew, I was feeling it all.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not equipped to do this job. And she said, You are. And
Mm.
what about leadership coaching? And so that was my first experience as a client,
Wow.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
being questioned. So
Right.
here I am thinking I'm failing, that I'm not living up to maybe
Yeah.
my own self-imposed type A
Usually.
expectations,
Right?
right? And thinking I have to fix all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And the coaching opened my eyes that no, I don't. Also, Brene
Wow.
Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection, The Gift of Imperfection,
Mm-hmm.
strongly plug that book. Those were game changers for me in that I started bringing my team in. And when I started really seeing their strengths, and I thought they
Mm-hmm.
are so much more creative than I am,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
have to do all this. My job as the leader is to help give the vision of
Mm-hmm.
where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Their job is to get to be them
Yeah.
and design it. And I'm here to help set up that structure of what communication,
Oh, so good.
accountability, resources look like so that they can do their jobs, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to
And
run
be
interference
authentically
for them.
them. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think so many. leaders don't really understand what leadership is. And again, there are different types of leadership, and they all have their place. You know, the
Yeah.
autocrats, do what I say, or, you know, in crisis situations, sometimes in the FEMA areas, military, definitely on the floor,
Yeah.
you know, you have the laissez-faire. There's so many different kinds of leadership,
Yeah.
but the basis of it is pretty much the same.
It
Lean on
is.
the strength of your people.
That's right. That is
When
right.
you were doing your coaching as a client, and
Hmm.
now you are a coach yourself,
Yeah.
what would you tell a leader looking for a coach? What should they be looking for?
Mm. Wonderful question. First and foremost, I would say interview your coaches because you want to find the right fit. You
Mm-hmm.
want someone who will align with your style and still challenge you. That's the job of a coach to
Mm-hmm.
grow, to help you grow. But someone who's aligned with your values,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, someone who is, I would say, for me, I would never want to be a coach for a client who wasn't sure
Ooh, not sure of what? Themselves,
that
their
I'm the
leadership
right
style?
fit,
Ah, okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is committed to knowing I'm ready to take that next step. I'm
Yeah.
tired of being in the pain point of overwhelm
Mm-hmm.
and lack of confidence
Yeah.
and just not knowing where to go next,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
that is a first piece, right? Knowing that
Mm-hmm.
the person's committed to that, but also that the person is committed to you as being their coach.
So
Now,
good.
sometimes you get into coaching and sometimes you find out later, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the first step is do that due diligence of
Yeah.
making sure that you're in alignment, personality, values, and that you share the vision, right? That that
Mm-hmm.
coach can help you see the vision of
Right.
where you're trying to go.
So good. You know, because now the coaching industry has exploded. I mean,
Absolutely.
it is everybody's a coach. And
Right.
I'm not knocking it. I'm one too, but
Yeah,
I only coach on one thing and y'all know I only do public speaking. All right, deal with it. But there are different coaching styles as well. Like me as a public
absolutely.
speaking coach, I do more training
Hmm.
as well as coaching, but mine's a more training thing. When you're
Yeah.
looking at executive coaching like what you do, what kind of style of coaching would you say that would be?
Oh, that's an interesting question. So for me, that in general, that particular coaching, and I do some training facilitation
Sure.
as well, right? The
Mm-hmm.
difference is in a one-on-one space,
Mm-hmm.
we are committed into like a longer term growth plan.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what is your big agenda of where you want to go? Where's the
Mm-hmm.
vision? Let's get clear on the pain, right? That you're
Yeah.
in. And the first
Mm-hmm.
step is how do we put an immediate sort of band-aid to help you get out of
Right.
that pain a little bit so that we can
Mm-hmm.
see bigger
Oh, I like that. That's so good. You
and
answered
start
that
with the
interesting
end in
question
mind.
really well.
Oh, thank you. It's also start with the end in mind, right?
Yeah.
Because before we get into coaching, we have to have that clarity of where are
Yeah.
we
Where do
going?
you want to go? Yeah. What do you
Right,
want to do with this? Yeah. I
right.
love that so much. My gosh. Jen, you are kind of brilliant. I mean, I know you knew that, but I'm throwing my hat in the ring. There it is. You are phenomenal. So, Jen, let me ask you, if somebody wanted to reach out to you, finish this conversation, or work
Mhm.
with you, where's the
Mhm.
best place for them to find you?
Oh, thank you so much. I would say my website's the best landing place. It's journeyofgracecoaching.com. And I have some information about my background and also just how to contact me or set up a clarity call. Again, those clarity calls are so important just to make sure you're the right fit for each other.
Yeah, so good. Don't worry, everybody. If you did not get all of Jen's contact information, everything is going to be in the description below. And don't forget, while you're here, we want you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Go over, find our Facebook page, Faith on Friday, and like that, as well as Instagram. And make sure to share this with your network. You never know what someone's going to need. Jen, my friend, before I let you go, we have to play a game. Woo, woo,
Oh
woo,
boy.
woo, woo.
Woohoo!
So this
Let's
game is
go.
super easy. It's called This or That. I'm going to give you the
Yes,
choice of a number of things, and you, my friend, just tell me which one you like the best. Are you ready
I
to play?
will. Let's do it.
Let's do this.
This or that, this or that. Make your choice. No looking back. This or that.
All right, because you are in the South, we're going to start with some Southern things, okay?
Oh boy.
Grits or oatmeal?
Oatmeal.
Wow. Sweet
I didn't grow
tea.
up in the South.
Oh, that's true. You did not grow up there. That's gringa. I forgot. Okay. Sweet tea or Kool-Aid?
Sweet tea.
There you go. See, I knew you was going to show up. Good for you. Yellow light. Speed up or slow down?
I slow down and my son yells at me to speed up.
Your son is my people. I'm just saying that there. That's so funny. Barefoot or house slippers?
Oh, barefoot.
Yay. See, you're a country girl at heart. I'm loving it.
I
All
am.
right. Exercise or extra fries?
Exercise for the brain and the body.
All right. I'm not mad. Okay. Read the book or see the movie?
Read the book.
Ah, yeah, me too. But I'm one of those people. I will read the book and still go and see the movie.
I'm actually an audiobook when I can while I'm walking.
Yeah, same. I do like an
Yeah.
audiobook, but I still go see the movie. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dressing up or dressing down?
Dressing up.
Really?
Well, define in the event. When I think of work,
Mm-hmm.
I am all about you dress for the job that you want and how
Sure.
you want to present. Now, I live at the beach, so I have my share of dressing down.
I'm done here. She says she lives at the beach. I don't even know where to go from that. Okay, I live in the desert, so there's that.
Come visit me.
I have to say less. And finally, my friend, if I were to ask you, what is your superpower? What would you
Mm,
say?
empathy.
Oh, we need more of that. We need more empathy superheroes. Mm. Jen, thank you so much for today. This has been absolutely fantastic, and I appreciate you.
I so appreciate you. All the best to you and everyone who follows you.
I appreciate it. All right, everybody, that's it for this week, but we'll be back next week with more Faith
Step
on
into
Friday
what's
presents.
possible with Rikki Smith.